What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Sugar Side Podcast. I'm Trey, and that man in the sweater across from me is Garrett. How you doing, buddy? Happy Wednesday.
I like that you had to bring up the sweater. I just want you to know that winter is coming, and in my basement, it is freezing. I am in my basement office. This is where I record, and it is consistently colder than any part of my house. So, yes, I have to be a little bit robed up to even function down here.
But I don't want to live in a place as cold as where you live, but I do like sweaters, and I can't wear a sweater. I'd be profusely sweating right now. So I get it.
So
I'm jealous, is what it
Halloween
is.
just passed, and I was Ash Ketchum the first night, because Jack was Pikachu,
That was
and
really
so
cute, by the
together
way.
we were Ash and
That
Pikachu.
was
What was that?
adorable. That was like the cutest thing I've ever seen.
I appreciate that, but the second night, me and my wife got to go to a separate party, and instead of going as Ash Ketchum, I was already wearing sweatpants, and I said, I really just want to keep wearing these sweatpants. So I put on a cardigan and a robe, and I went as the Big Lebowski. And now I kind of feel like I'm just kind of in my Big Lebowski era, because I've got the cardigan on again, I've got the goatee going. I'm feeling like, you know what, life is just a little bit better if you're a little lazy.
For sure, for sure. We all strive to find comfort. And you know what? I think about you being able to work from home all the time, and I would look exactly like you did if I got to work from home. I can't blame you in the slightest.
No, I mean, not to out myself, but my boss would be totally surprised by how often I don't have pants on. Anyway,
Anyway,
uh,
that's not what we're
I
here to
mean,
talk about today.
that's not what we're here to talk about today, but I mean, that is a fact. So,
All right. All right. What are we starting with today, pal? What do we got?
so I think we should jump into some more reality TV love, because
Mm.
both of us talked about previously, of our love of reality TV. I'm not wearing my Boston Rob hat today. I do have it nearby though, just ready to put on, cover up these 5 heads that we have. Uh,
Shout out foreheads.
yeah, no, Survivor has been in full swing. I've really enjoyed this season so far, but I would like a brief little rant if you would allow me that.
The floor is yours, pal. Take all the time you need.
Survivor. Why are you editing your episodes this way, dude? They for 30 minutes discuss voting someone off that would be controversial. It would be someone against their own team. There was a little bit of a tribe swap that happened. And they went on and on and on about oh, but this would be a very good move instead of the safe move that would be very easy to do, because they had someone that was pretty easy to pick off.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, let's maybe vote this person off and keep this guy so that we show good faith with the other tribe, that we're not just voting them off one at a time, kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
singling them out.
Yeah. Trying to
And
be
then they went,
strategic.
yeah, you think that they would be strategic, and especially for the 30 minutes of airtime that I had to watch where
Right.
they were doing
With the
that.
buildup, yeah.
And then they were just and then it gets to tribal council. The whole time I'm thinking they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. My heart is going like this. I'm like, they're gonna do it. They unanimously voted for the easy one. And I'm like, why did you show me 30 minutes of them discussing this thought out, hardcore plan, when none of that happened? And they just went with the easy one. I was like, oh man, they could have at least had some sort of back and forth
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
maybe we could vote this guy out, maybe we should go for the easy one, whatever. It was very hardcore, one-sided. We should vote this guy out because of the drama that it would create. It was definitely for TV,
Yeah.
set up that way, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, they went with the easy choice. And in my mind, I'm going, you just had to pad the airtime. because
Yeah, they didn't have
because you
enough
didn't
footage.
have
They
anything.
didn't have enough footage. They're like, "What can we do? What can we do?"
Exactly. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like the producers off screen are probably like, talk about voting this guy out just for a little bit. Like, cause it would maybe cause some like whatever.
Mhm.
Uh and then they didn't do it. And that drove me crazy. But they've consistently been doing that this season. And that is kind of bugging me because I'm like, Survivor, you could be like 45 minutes long. Like it doesn't need to be this hour long thing where I have to sit through commercials and garbage
Yes, it does.
just so that you do exactly what you were going to do in the first place instead of mixing it up. Am
Yeah,
I right? Like
the
I
producers are flipping you off right now. They're like, "The hell it does not need to be that long. What are you talking
no,
about?"
I am killing any chance I have on being on Survivor
Right.
because
The
I
whole
definitely would
point
love.
of this bit was to get you on Survivor when we started this. You're burning the bridge, pal.
I would love to be on Survivor, but brother, like if you're gonna make moves on Survivor, which I have seen every season,
Yeah.
right? I've seen every season twice. Um, and so like I know like what that's what bugs me is that it would have been such a good move. I'm gonna say names at this point, right?
Okay.
It would have been it would have been such a good move to vote Jawan off. What the heck? What the heck? Jason was your last chance to say we're not voting off your tribe exclusively. Like we want to be able to keep some of your tribe to work together in a future merge. That was the whole plan. Was
Mm,
like let's keep Jason because then it shows that we're not horribly united against this other tribe,
right. Right.
right? And then they voted Jason off all at once. They did it. They unanimously voted Jason. I'm like, there wasn't even a moment of like, oh, it could be Jason, it could be Jawan. In tribal council, it was like, no, okay, see you, Jason, and he left. And I was very upset. One, because specifically, Jason was a player that didn't know that he was going to be on the show until like a couple days before they started filming. He was an alternate and
Wow.
someone dropped out and Jason got on the show. And so like even then, it's like Jason barely made it onto the show and he was a good player. I would have kept Jason and gotten rid of Jawan to show that I was not just tribe loyal all the way through.
Yeah.
That is Survivor's biggest problem. You can't be tribe loyal all the way through because they'll use that against you when it comes to Final Tribal. It's like
You
you
got to
have
play
to
the
show
game.
some sort of teamwork.
You got to
Yeah,
you got
like
to play the
have a
game.
game.
Yeah. Yeah.
They did not play the
And
game.
alliances
They
change
talked
throughout
about
games
playing the
like
game for
that.
30 minutes.
Mhm.
And then they didn't play the game, and that's so disappointing. I just need to rant about that for a second. Is that like, if you're gonna show me something on Survivor, it might as well happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm annoyed about it. The way that you guys are editing your episodes are just to fill airtime. And that's disappointing. You guys should be able to have enough content on your own to make Survivor what it is. Like Survivor is so fun for those reasons. Like
Mhm.
like on previous seasons they would have talked about it and then they would have done it.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
didn't do it, and that's really annoying to me.
And I feel like what
It
makes
could
shows
be.
like that is the gamesmanship and watching the gamesmanship. That's what makes it entertaining is seeing how like cunning and strategic people can be and how they can double cross each other and you don't expect it. Like that's what makes those shows fun because it's like watching Hunger Games in real life. Like there's
Sure.
an art to it, but then you have to execute or else the whole thing's just stupid.
It really came across as stupid, and that's my biggest problem right now is that like every single episode's kind of been that way
Mm,
where they talk strategy but then at the end of the day They go with what's easy.
Yeah, yeah. And that's not fun to watch for episode after episode. I can get that.
Yeah. So that's my big Survivor rant. I wanted to keep it kind of short, but like I have definitely been enjoying this season.
Mm,
Um I talked about previously in earlier episode that me and my wife choose 3 people at the beginning of the first episode to like see if they make it to the final 3.
right.
All 3 of my people are still in the game, baby.
Nice.
I know how to choose Survivor players.
How are hers? How are hers? Has she lost anybody?
She has lost someone,
Mm.
but we did find out. Most of the time we try to keep it a secret all the way through, but I definitely like freak out during episodes. I'm like, "Oh no, like don't do that," or whatever. So she was able to piece together and we revealed to each other that our last 2 players are the same 2 players. I have 3. I have 1 that's still in the game, but we chose 2 of the
Of the
same
same
player.
3. Wow, that's cool too.
We know how to scout them, dude.
Yeah.
We have seen that show enough to be able to be like, "This is a good player. I'm picking them." And so, that's one of the reasons why I think I would be a good player on Survivor is because, like, if I'm able to identify who I think are the good players,
You know how to be one.
I might be able to be a good player. I
Yeah,
might be
for
able to
sure.
vote someone out that is a threat later down the line.
Totally,
I think it was
totally.
a stupid move that they voted Jason out. Stupid. Anyway,
Anyway. Okay, I can do my own little reality show rant. We're watching different
I'm
shows right
ready.
now. Um,
We are.
my wife and I are stuck on Dancing with the Stars, and my wife grew up a dancer. I danced a little bit when I was younger, so we love watching dancing shows. And ladies and gentlemen, for the Dancing with the Stars fans out there, this season is peak. It's peak. Even if you don't necessarily enjoy dance, this is the season of Dancing with the Stars to watch. And I'll tell you right off the bat, a lot of OG Dancing with the Stars fans complain about this season because when the show started, it was about celebrities who've never danced and they get better and they listen to critique and they learn more about themselves and you get to know their personality. And that's the winner. That was the whole point, was to make people feel good about themselves doing something that they never thought they'd be able to do. This is not that. this
Oh,
is
okay.
this is they have half the cast is that way. The other half are influencers or gymnasts or celebrities that grew up dancing basically and they've became famous for other things and they're dusting off their dancing shoes and they're fucking good.
Oh,
And it makes it a
I
real
see.
competition and it's so fun to watch, but a lot of fans hate on it because they're like that's not the show. That is not the show. This is cheating. People shouldn't be
Mm,
have experience and then go, of course they're going to win. I personally don't care. I don't care
no,
because
you want to see the good
they're
performances.
murdering it, dude. Like there's literally
Yeah.
performances that I watch and my jaw is open by the time they're done. Like I cannot believe that this is a celebrity doing this dance. And then to see it over and over and watch the scores and get into the show, I'm like into the competition right now in a way that usually Dancing with the Stars halfway through, I'm like, I'm bored. I know who's gonna win. This season, there's some sleepers. And so what I want to talk about today is when the season started, there's this girl, there's two technically, but there's this girl from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Okay. Her name's Whitney, and she was a dance major in college. So from season
Mm.
one, or sorry, episode one, she's been annihilating the competition. It's been a competition for second. There are some other celebrities, two that I can think of, that in the last few episodes have stepped up to the plate and we're watching Whitney crack. We're watching her crack. And I said it the first episode and I'm sticking by it. It's so hard to keep the lead. It's so hard to have a target on your back and start so good and stay that way the whole way through because everyone's going to expect you to keep improving and she's plateauing. And it's so fun to watch her start to get frustrated with judges' comments or not take feedback as well because she's like, fuck, like they're catching up. And then she watches their competition and she should be nervous. It's good.
So I know nothing about Dancing with the Stars.
Okay, let's talk about it.
How do they get voted off?
So they get judges' scores each week. There's
Mhm.
usually three, the main three judges and a celebrity judge or a guest judge, like a past pro, or they did Wicked last week and the executive producer of Wicked was on there as a guest judge, something like that. So they get judges' scores, but who stays and goes home is 100% the people's vote. But you have to vote live during the
Oh.
show. And so it's kind of a popularity contest and there's always a little bit of drama there. But to be honest, like I haven't disagreed with a single vote off the whole season. I feel like people who are watching right now are watching it for the right reasons because it kind of gets complicated. And I'll get into this. There's is it Cohen? Who am I thinking of? One of the you Andy. I'll just say Andy. I can't think of his last name. I
I know,
apologize.
yeah, I know that
Um,
he's on this season.
yes, he
Andy Richter? Is
Richter.
that his name?
Thank you. Yeah, Andy Richter.
Yeah.
He's still on there, and a lot of people would say he shouldn't be because he's not good. But
Mhm.
people keep him around because even though he's not that great, each week he improves and each week he listens to the judges and each week you can tell he's trying and he's competing against himself. And there have been some people who have gone home before him who were upset that they left first because they're like, well, I'm a better dancer. Yeah, but you're the same every week. And the people see
Mm,
that and they're like, you didn't improve. They talked about your toes. You didn't fix your toes. You didn't fix your face. We can't keep you for that even though they're
gotcha.
objectively better than someone like Andy. And I kind of love that because I'm like, yeah, they're being fair. Like you
Mhm.
were always better, but you're not, you're the same. And we don't want to see the same. We want to see growth. Bye. We'll see you later. And so shout out to Andy. His fans have named themselves the Fandies. Shout out to Fandies. I love that he's still there. And I love that you guys
I
keep
can
him around.
appreciate that. I can definitely appreciate when, like, someone is a fan favorite
Yeah.
and they're getting carried based off their personality versus the performance. But I mean, isn't that kind of the core of a lot of those shows is like heart?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, American Idol is almost the same way where I mean, I haven't been an American Idol fan for a while,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Like I definitely I've seen who's come through American Idol, but I don't watch it all the time. But like a lot of the time I feel like people get voted through based off of their story,
Mm-hmm.
off of just who they are as a
For
person. And so
sure.
I could
For
see someone
sure.
like Andy, who might not be the best dancer, doing well on a show like that.
Yeah. And, I actually loved a quote from him this past episode because every week they interview them after they get their scores or after they find out that they're staying. Like, how are you feeling right now? And each week he's kind of been like, I can't believe I'm still here. Thank you so much. And 2 weeks ago, he said something to the effect of, I almost feel guilty when I stay and someone else goes home because I expected to go home already. And then this episode, he gets saved again. And he said something like, um, for those of you who took my last comment and thought I don't want to be here, I hope that dance proved that I still want to be here. And I was like, fuck yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Like that,
You know
that
what?
hyped me up. I
Good
was
for
like,
him,
that's
dude. I haven't
awesome.
watched the show, but you made me an Andy fan. I'm a
Dude,
Fandy now.
yeah, I love Andy. Like, of course he's not going to win it, but he's a fun story to watch in the show. I've really enjoyed watching him, honestly.
No, that adds so much to a show, honestly, is like just one like an underdog that you wanna root for all the way through.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that a lot.
No, it's cool. So to kind of wrap up this little segment of mine or this little rant of mine, the show's great. Season's great. I hope they keep doing more seasons like this. I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comments of who's going to win this show. It's a tight one, man. It's a tight one. Whitney was, in my opinion, the top pick from the beginning, but shout out Alex Earl. Shout out an Instagram influencer. I know she grew up dancing. She is right on her heels, man. Every week she gets better. There's a girl named Jordan who is an Olympian. She's getting better. Steve Irwin's son. Shout out Robert.
Yeah.
He's on there. He's getting better. Like it's not a foot race anymore, or it's not a clear victory anymore. It's a foot race now, man. And I'm excited for the last few episodes of the show. Let me know in the comments who your pick is, who you're rocking with, and shout out Dancing with the Stars. I've really enjoyed watching this season.
Right on, brother. Well, I appreciate that we definitely have our finger on reality TV. Like,
Always, always.
we threw that out there earlier, but like we are dorks when it comes to reality TV. I know that Love Island Australia just started, and I need to
Mm,
get back on that.
yeah.
I I I love every season of Love Island. I'm such a dork when it comes to that. But yeah, definitely let us know in the comments what your thoughts are on Survivor, what your thoughts are on Dancing with the Stars. But let's pass the sugar for now.
Let's pass it, brother. Let's pass it.
So I need to say,
Mhm.
Trey,
Mhm.
hmm, I went and saw the Chainsaw Man movie not that long ago.
Okay.
I wanted to make a separate TikTok about it, but then I thought, you know what, it might be better to have this discussion on the pod.
Mhm.
Uh, I love Chainsaw Man, okay? Here I am. For the people that are not watching but are listening, I am right now throwing up every single volume of Chainsaw Man that I own. Guess what? It's all of part 1. I own all of it. So I'm gonna stop holding them up. But I saw the Chainsaw Man movie,
Mhm.
and this might be one of the best movies I've seen in theaters all year.
Wow.
Now,
Wow.
I am gonna
Talk
preface it
about it.
and
Yes.
say that a lot of the movies that I watched this year in theaters were rewatches of movies that I already love, right? So like that's part of my problem is I can't really rank movies of 2025 because I saw some that were new, but I saw so many that were just replayed in theaters, and I'm okay doing that because I love watching my favorite movies in theaters. If any of you have seen some of my TikToks, you know that I have a massive Shin Godzilla poster right here in the corner. Um, and Shin Godzilla in theaters was one of my favorite movies I'd seen all year. I loved getting to see that in theaters, right?
Yeah, totally.
Um, this movie is a new movie to theaters, and I do not typically like anime movies like in theaters.
Mhm.
I've been to to several, um, and I don't typically like them because Trey, you can speak on this, right?
Yeah.
Like if an anime movie comes out, sorry,
Snuck up on you.
if an anime movie comes out, a lot of the times the movie has to be completely separate from the show.
Yeah.
The show continuity, you don't want to mess with the show. The show's adapting the anime, or the show's adapting the anime. The show is adapting the manga,
Yeah.
and so you don't want to throw off the story of the manga in the anime when you
Right.
have a movie involved.
Right.
So a lot of the times the movies like end with, and then everyone's memory got wiped,
Yeah.
and so that they don't know what happened or whatever, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
inconsequential.
Mhm.
I really appreciated that this movie, Chainsaw Man, directly adapted the following chapters from season one. Uh, it adapts chapters 39 through 52. So just for reference, because I do have the manga in front of me, right?
Yeah.
This is book 5. This is book 5. Uh, the movie starts halfway through book 5. Okay?
Mhm.
And then it adapts all of book 6. Okay? So you have half of book 5 and all of book 6. So you have like this much of source material to adapt.
Yeah.
It's such a good movie. It makes such a good movie. It actually, like, they took the strategy behind this is incredible because this arc in the manga is fast. It does happen fast. So to make it a season would be kind of crazy to
Yeah.
me. Like, you'd have to stretch it
I about
out.
to say too stretched out.
Instead of,
Yeah.
yeah, adapting it into a movie was brilliant because it fit everything in it,
Mhm.
and like all the emotional beats hit. And I'm gonna be a total dork here, right? Like the animation of this movie was crazy good,
Yeah. Yeah.
crazy good.
It's awesome
Um,
when an anime movie can take a movie budget and use it to its fullest potential, you know? That's
You
always
could
really,
tell
really
that
cool.
this movie had a budget, bro. Like
Yeah.
they if the, so this is gonna lead into what we're talking about, right? Where like look at Dragon Ball.
Mhm.
Look at Dragon Ball.
Mhm. I was just about to bring it up.
They took several movies and like made those like Dragon Ball Super God or
Yeah.
whatever and Dragon
Resurrection
Ball
F
Super
and
Frieza
yeah.
Resurrection.
Yeah.
But then they took that exact same storyline and put it into the show.
Mhm.
The movie is obviously better than the show. Like
Yeah.
if you were just going to watch it because like it's got a budget,
Yeah,
bro.
they can
If
do what they
they
want for sure.
if Chainsaw Man season 2 picks up and adapts exactly what was covered in this movie, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed because one, why am I watching this shit again? Right? Why am I watching it again, but on a less of a budget where, like, for TV, you know that it's just not going to be the same quality?
Mhm.
I'm going to be disappointed. If they pick up season 2 and just start with book
Book
7,
7.
oh my God. It's going to, I would love that.
I mean, the only thing I can think of why they would do that, why they would just adapt the movie into the TV show, would be so that people
I,
didn't have to watch the movie. But
no,
that's
dude,
lame. Just watch the
that's
movie.
lame, bro.
Just watch the
No,
movie.
as soon as the movie is available for streaming, they better put it straight on Crunchyroll or Hulu or whatever,
Yeah.
and just make it a part of the continuity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, yeah, season 1 of Chainsaw Man, I really like. I really like. But at the same time, I like the manga so much, dude. I like the manga so much. I have to show that, like, I have the rest of part 1 right here.
Wow.
I love Chainsaw Man, and so, like, this is, I know ball.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know
You can
ball,
talk on that.
okay? Chainsaw Man is so good. So if you were to take season 1, which is fine, it did not adapt the manga the way that I wish it did.
Mm.
The movie did a really good job. The movie did a really good job of adapting just a book and a half of this, right?
Mhm.
And so for me, I'm like, don't even release a season 2. Just just give me movies for the rest of it because I would love that.
So, what, in your opinion, what do you think the anime was missing or didn't adapt as well as the movie did? Like, is it all a
It's
budget
just
thing? Like, what do you how do you feel like they did so much better in the movie than they did in the anime?
no, it's not a budget thing, right? Because like but again, just to show, right? This is the first 4 books,
Mhm.
right? You can't fit all of that into one season of TV. It's 13
Mm.
episodes. It's 13
Wow, that's
episodes. You
short.
cannot do
That's
this.
short. Yeah, that's a really short season.
Uh, yeah, so 13 episodes and then the movie. Uh, and I think the movie just actually did a ridiculously good job of almost like scene for scene, panel for panel adaptation of those chapters.
Mm.
The movie adapts chapters 39 through 52,
Mhm.
which sounds to a lot of people like a lot of chapters. Because what is that? I have 13 chapters in my head. I
Yeah.
can't do
Yeah,
math.
yeah, yeah.
Um, that's in a TV show. That means in season 1, in 13 episodes, they adapted 38 chapters, right?
Mhm.
Because that means we start at 39 and go to 52 in the movie. So 38
38
chapters in
chapters.
13 episodes, that's not even half.
Yeah.
You can't do it the same way. The ratio is off. So like they did a good job of adapting what I would say is like important stuff, obviously, right?
Mhm.
But not everything scene for scene. The movie did a great job of like, there were, it had been a minute since I've read Chainsaw Man,
Mhm.
and then I go see the movie, and I'm like, oh, I remember that panel. I remember that one panel on
Mm.
on like a page that has several like panels of things, right?
Yeah.
I remember that one panel, and they did it in the movie so good. It drives me crazy
Did Chainsaw Man
thinking,
not have a good budget going into the anime because it was new? Like, I'm trying to think of why they would choose to make the first season so short unless they didn't know if it was gonna continue after that as an anime. Because, like,
No,
that's
I
really short for a first season
yeah,
of anime.
I don't
Even
know.
today, I feel like that's, like, an interesting choice to make from the jump.
Yeah, I don't know what the strategy is going into it. I just know that for material that I love so much,
Mhm,
because look at me, right? Like I've got the Neon or do I have to do this? I've got the Neon Genesis poster in the background. Neon Genesis Evangelion, by the way, my favorite anime of all time.
mhm.
I'm gonna say that right now. The Full Chess is the best anime ever made. End of Evangelion, which is that poster, is one of my favorite movies ever. Okay? So like I'm not opposed to anime movies,
Yeah, totally.
but well, that's a whole different conversation. One day I'll get you to watch all of Neon Genesis Evangelion and the movie,
Yeah.
uh, to be able to go into everything. But Devilman Crybaby, Devilman in
Mhm,
the first place this all started with Devilman, which is crazy. You go into Devilman, you go into Devilman Crybaby, you go into Neon Genesis Evangelion, you go into Chainsaw Man.
mhm.
Chainsaw Man is one of those extensions of the idea that I love so much from this story in anime, right? Um, and I just think that a movie really served it well.
That's
I don't
awesome.
know. It might just be that the pacing of this particular arc in the manga is fast.
Yeah.
Like, it's a book and a half. We just talked about it, but like, it is a very emotional core part of the story. So to make it into a movie, I think was just such the right move.
It sounds like it. It sounds like it. And I hope season 2 is longer or at least is paced better. Like, I hope they fix
Like,
that.
brother, like I said, if season 2 starts with exactly this material
Mhm.
where they readapt it the way that Dragon Ball Super did, right? Because Dragon Ball Super Gods was the first movie, and then they just like turned it into the first season of
Of
Dragon Ball
Super.
Super.
Yeah.
First of all, the movie is so much better.
Yeah.
It just is than
Yeah.
the show. Like
Yeah.
as far as animation quality, pacing, like it's just better. So if they were to go and do that, I would be very upset because I'm like, you set yourself up for greatness, dude. You set yourself up so nice to just continue and just be like, if you didn't watch the movie, fuck you. I
Yeah.
don't like
Go
I don't know
watch
what else
it.
to say.
It's canon. Go watch it.
They did a great job of adapting the source material, and that's my big problem with most anime movies is that they're inconsequential. Pokemon, think of Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
How many times did they get their mind wiped by the end of the movie?
Yeah. And I love the
Because
Pokemon
it
movies.
doesn't matter to the
Right.
story.
Right.
Uh, if they did that with this, I would be very upset because I'm like, there's just no way that you would reach the same level of quality of what you did in the movie. And I'm gonna give it like seriously like a 9 out of 10.
Wow.
I, I feel crazy saying that. It's an anime movie, right? But
Mhm.
as far as they went like actually adapting the manga, which is a manga that I care about so much. This is one of my favorite stories told in modern times recently. They did a great job. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Just from season
Okay.
2, just start past the movie and keep going, or
Mhm.
just make the rest of the series into movies
Movies.
for me
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I would love that too. Fuck seasons of anime. I don't need it. Just give me the movies.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so listen to this. Okay, I'm gonna go on record right now. I know we're behind on anime that we were
A
already gonna
little
talk
bit.
about. Okay, judge us. Okay, only God can judge me. Anyway, I'm going on record right now that I want to watch Chainsaw Man because I never have. And if I've ever been convinced, it's right now by this conversation. I'm in, and I'll catch up. It's 13 episodes in a movie. I can do that, and then we can do a season 2 watch slash review when it drops, and we can either be angry because of this conversation or love it because of this conversation. And I'm excited for that to happen.
Do you know I saw that movie with people, right?
Mhm.
With other people. Do you know how many people walked out of that theater going, "Poor Denji"? I'm like, you didn't read the rest of Chainsaw Man. You didn't understand the point of the story. I'm like, poor Denji, fuck you. Read the rest of the story. It's so good. It's so good, dude. It's so I'm gonna like start crying. You need to read the rest of the story before you say anything. Before you
Yeah.
like, oh poor Denji. If you walk away from Chainsaw Man, the anything season 1, the movie, and you're like, poor Denji, you don't get it.
Yeah.
Fucking
You're
read the rest
lost.
of the story and tell me when you understand, because oh my god, it's so good. He has to learn a huge lesson, dude. Huge lesson, especially young men. If you are a young man out there, read Chainsaw Man, because if you think your life is bad, you just don't understand what you're supposed to get out of life. You don't
Mm.
understand the lesson that you are supposed to learn is a lesson that everyone needs to learn. I put Denji in the same category as Shinji from Neon Genesis,
Mhm.
because there are people that are like, fuck Shinji. Fuck Shinji! You didn't understand what he needed to learn as an adult, as a human being, what it means to get past that way of thinking.
Yeah.
Like, there were people that were laughing in the movie. I'm like, that drives me crazy. I'm just like, don't laugh at him. You need to understand it
Yeah.
and understand that, like, Chainsaw Man is a satire in so many ways. And that Denji as the main character is a part of that satire, and that his way of thinking is wrong. His way of thinking is laughable. That's part of the appeal to me, is like it's about him learning and becoming something beyond just thinking about tits and ass.
Yeah.
Like that's that's what the story is. Like you need to be you I don't know. Part of me was sitting in that theater, part of me was like, man, I don't know if these people around me are immature or they just don't understand.
If
You have to understand
Could you
the
not watch
actual
this movie on
story.
its own if you've never seen Chainsaw Man? Would it make any sense?
No.
No. Okay. So
I'm gonna I'm gonna throw that out right now.
they at
No.
least would have had to watch the show and just didn't get it
Yes.
then, or they're just that
No, I
immature.
so that's why this is one of the complete manga series that I own. I'm gonna hold up all 11 volumes now to show that I like this whole piece is what makes it important. It's not just part of it. It's not just the movie. It's not just whatever season was out. It's the entire thing is what makes it as good as it is. And beyond watching the show and the movie, please read Chainsaw Man.
Mm.
Read it. It it's so good. It's almost life-changing, I would say. Like Neon Genesis was life-changing for me. And so going into Chainsaw Man, I kind of already had gone through that development.
Mhm.
Being able to like have the entire picture, that's what makes it important. And one of the
Mhm.
best pieces of fiction that you could read currently, I promise.
Wow.
Please.
These are big
No,
claims, man. I love this.
dude,
I love
my
this.
heart is going out saying, like, please just read Chainsaw Man and understand what it's actually trying to tell you. Instead of just being like, haha, funny that he likes boobs. That, like, come on, dude. Like, you have to go deeper than that and
Yeah.
understand that, like, he needs to learn to love himself first. That is, oh God, Trey. If I ever get you to watch Neon Genesis, I will cry on this podcast. I will cry right here, full tears, just letting you know, like, what a piece of shit I was, and how much better of a person and a man I became after watching Neon
So it
Genesis.
sounds like I
But
need to
like,
watch
Chainsaw
both.
Man is an extension of that.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like I need to watch both.
Ah, fellas, comments, please tell Trey to watch Neon Genesis. If I could
I
ever
know
get
it's
him
the
to watch it.
best. I know it is. I hear it all the time. I'm sorry I haven't watched it. You can flame me too. I know I need to. I know I need
It
to.
will turn the worst of us if it will turn the worst of us into good people. That is what makes it amazing. Is like, wow, I have been a piece of garbage and I could definitely do better and just appreciate who I am as a person. Please, I don't know. Like I feel like manga and anime in general kind of get a bad rap for I don't know, not having substance, and
Mhm.
it's just because of people that haven't watched anime or read manga.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you're ignorant, dude. You're
There's
ignorant.
there's so much. There's so much substance, there's so much satire and opinion pieces on the world we live in today and how to live through it. Like, there's so many good anime and manga out there that you can really learn something from and gain a new perspective from. And I'm with you. I feel like that community, our community, doesn't get enough recognition for that because people just don't give it a chance because it's a cartoon. And they're like,
Well,
"Oh, how cute. Like, you like Japanese cartoons?" And I'm like, "No, bro, I sobbed last night." Like, are you kidding? Don't do that to
no,
me.
to your point, right? Like, it's just a cartoon, whatever, and it's like you kind of write it off because you don't. I don't know. It's from a different country, so like maybe you don't think it's relatable.
Mm,
And if anything, it reminds me that the entire world feels the way that you feel.
100%. Yeah,
That
100%.
everything is relatable and that we're all tied together on this fucking planet that we're on, like,
Yep.
and that experiences are universal.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So
it
there you go.
teaches you
There's
something. There it
there's my
is.
big
There's the sell on
heartfelt,
anime.
like,
That's not where we started, but that's our sell on anime. Please, if you don't watch anime,
I'm so
pick something. We'll give you recommendations. Chainsaw Man is obviously one of them.
I'm definitely sorry for letting this segment run long, but I just needed to get it out there on my chest that, like, this is one of the stories that will make you reflect
I
and
love it.
think about your own actions in your life and that we all go through it. We
Mhm.
all go through it. So just read it, please. Anyway, I'm
Anyway,
sorry.
no,
Pass
no,
the
no.
sugar.
No
Pass the sugar.
apologies.
I'm done. I'm
I'm
sorry.
catching the sugar. No apologies whatsoever. We got one more segment for y'all, and you know what it is. Garrett knows what it is. We all know what it is. It is our newest installment of the Star Wars series, and I watched Solo: A Star Wars Story this week, and we're gonna talk about it. Um,
You didn't just watch Solo. You watched Solo for your first
I
time.
did. I did. To be okay, so just to recap, this is the first movie in this series that I'm watching for the first time. The other 3 that I've watched so far, I've seen at least once. It might have been once,
Yeah.
but I've seen them all. This is the first one that I'm seeing it for the very first time, just so everyone's aware. So it was a little different. You're right about that. It was definitely a little different in that from that perspective. But let's get into Solo, man.
I'm ready. I'm so ready. I've been looking forward to this episode so much more than other things because we've been very positive about Star Wars so far because the watch order that I gave you some of the best Star Wars in the front of
Yeah,
the pack
yeah.
compared to the rest of the series. So I'm very excited to hear your take on Solo.
Okay.
Let's get into it,
So
brother.
I got my notes. I got my notes. So, okay, I'll start with positive things first because I just have like bullet points before we get into an overall
Uh-huh.
opinion. Because I did like a lot about this movie. This was a fun movie, and there's a lot of pieces that I chewed on while I was watching it that I really liked. One of the first things I wrote down was that Star Wars has some of the best hard cuts to people being killed of any movie series, and it kills me every time when they introduce Dryden Voss and they
Yeah.
mention him and she mentions him as his boss and, and his assistant is like he's meeting with an associate right now, and then it cuts and he's just slitting his throat and standing there. I laughed out loud. Like, I'm like, that's so funny. That's such a good way
Yeah.
to bring him into the movie. So that was one of the first things I wrote down because they've done that a few times with Vader and other people, and it's always good. They love doing that with characters who are villains, and I love that. Um,
Just to piggyback off you for a second,
mhm.
I would argue that this is one of the funniest Star Wars movies you could watch.
Yeah,
Uh, there's humor all through this
for
movie,
sure, for
all
sure.
through it. Like we gave Rogue One a very good rating,
Mhm.
but that movie is a misery fest almost
Yeah,
all the way through. Like
yeah.
everyone is sad and tragic and like all this. There's a lot of moments of fun humor in this movie.
Mhm. I feel like it's also very Han Solo. Like, I feel like the way that they wrote it and the way that they executed it was the character of Han Solo going through a rough time like this, and you almost, like, get that, like, humorous, "Even when I'm down, I'm not out" type of vibe from it throughout it, and it tied things together very well. It felt like very him throughout the entire
I
thing.
I got one for you, right at the beginning of the movie where she's like, "Don't go there, it's too tight," and he goes, "Yeah, watch this,"
Yeah.
and then they almost make it through, but then squeak, like, all the way down to the end of the alley and they get stuck.
Yeah.
That's so Han Solo. Because think of Empire, right, which we
Mhm.
just watched, where he goes like, "Time to hit hyperspace," and he goes like this, and then it doesn't work, and he goes, "It's not my fault.
Yeah.
It's not my fault."
Yeah.
Like, it's the same that's what leads to good humor is that his blind cockiness of like, "I can do anything,"
Yeah.
leads to humorous situations, and so, like, there are lots of moments in this movie that are funny just because he's so Han Solo, to
Yeah.
your point.
I mean, even they do it again at the end when they're getting sucked into the mall, and he has the idea to put the drop of coaxium into the ship to take off, and it leads up, and then it sputters again, and they start getting sucked back, and everyone's just like, "Well, fuck," like, and here goes on,
Yeah,
and then it, like, kicks back on for no reason and shoots them out, and I'm like, it was just for the gag, just for, like, a second to
it's
be like, "Aw," like
just for the gag, dude. That's so funny. Continue, I'm
No,
sorry.
no, no, you're good. I wrote down a Dryden Voss quote at the beginning, because he just killed someone and he like walks back into the party and he goes, "Sorry, I got all worked up, silly. It's a party." And he like takes a sip of his drink. And I'm like, bro, that's so good. Like from the beginning, I'm like, fuck, that's a bad dude. Like Han definitely matches him throughout the movie and like shows how witty he is throughout the movie, but Dryden Voss really thinks he's the one, and you buy it. I mean, he's a classic like James Bond villain, very like
Yeah.
pinky up on a glass, has a martini type of thing, you know, and I appreciated that. I thought that was really charming from the beginning of the movie. Um, yeah, okay. Where else? My notes were kind of all over the place on this one. Um, I liked getting Han's background story. I thought the way that they tied in. Okay, let me ask a question first. Is this Was this canon material in, like, graphic novels or anything before this movie came out? Like, did we know this backstory? So it was all new. Everything was all new to tie
No,
in the rest of the movie.
yeah, this is, their own thing.
Okay.
I think that maybe there was some elements that they took from, like, the novels that came out, Legends or
Hmm.
whatever, but as far as I'm aware, this is their own thing and, just, a standalone solo movie.
Yeah. No pun intended. No,
Yeah.
I thought it was good in that I liked the way that they tied in different characters. Like, I liked tying in Chewbacca. I liked their dynamic building. I liked getting the backstory of him and Lando at a certain point, especially just
Mhm.
watching Empire, like, that was fun. Like, and
That's why we watch it in the order that we
no,
watch it,
it's been
right?
great,
It's like,
man. I tip my hat
it
to you. It's
makes
been a
sense,
really good
no?
time. No, for sure, for sure, and I love that they specifically about Han and Lando's relationship and their dynamic. I love how this movie portrays their dynamic exactly the same, where they're friends when they need something from each other, but they really don't
Mhm.
like each other. And there was such a back and forth the entire time. And like you really bought it where there were moments where they're like, ah, you old scoundrel type of thing. And then, but they're always just like gun tucked behind their back, like always like side eyeing
Mhm.
each other. And I love that it's a constant battle between them because that's the feel you got from Empire, but you didn't have the backstory. And so to get that
Right.
backstory, I thought it was cool that they still wrote them that way and it felt exactly the same. It tied together really, really nicely. Um, I thought that was fun. So overall, I don't know if there's anything else you want to ask me about it. I'm sure we'll kind of get into plot as time goes on, but overall, I liked it. But the note I wrote at the very, very end of my list of notes was I really wanted to like it. I really did. There was elements that I loved about it, and I've kind of gotten into a few of those. There were parts that were really good. The story was good. I liked the story. I thought it was a fun, like up and down, a lot of twists and turns adventure. I didn't love the one-liners throughout it. I thought some of them felt flat, and I felt like some of the acting wasn't the best. I felt like
Mm.
the content of the story and their lines was written well, but I felt the execution, I didn't buy it all the time. And there were some scenes that I was like, why would you say that like that? Or like, I don't believe you. And I feel like I haven't gotten that from Star Wars yet. And it kind of took me out of the movie a little bit, to be honest.
You know, I agree. I was actually geared to ask you, did you feel like the performance what's his name, dude? Eckenwright?
I have no
I don't
idea.
remember. The main actor, did
Yeah.
you feel like he was doing a shitty Harrison Ford impression, or do you think that he made it his own? Like, do you think that he was Han Solo? Like,
Mm.
I, so here's the other part,
Mhm.
is that I have watched this movie several times.
Yeah, yeah.
I like this movie more every time I watch it,
Yeah.
right? So, like, I understand where you're coming from, being a little bit skeptical on your first watch, because I remember my first watch being like, "This is fucking garbage," and I didn't, and I didn't like it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I like this movie more every time that I watch it, and I think that his performance is totally fine. I think it's acceptable, and that it's not just doing a shitty Han Solo, like impression,
Mhm.
but more like, he tried to make it his own. So I want to know what your take on that is. Do you think he was just doing a bad Harrison Ford impression?
No, no. I'll say that first, I don't. I think he made it his own. I think, and I agree with you in that I feel like if I watched it again, I would like it more than I do right now because like I said, I like a lot about the movie and I like the concept of the movie. I think the story is really good, and I liked that part. For his character, it almost feels like he had to grow into Harrison Ford throughout the movie. It felt like the beginning of it, he wasn't Han Solo yet because he wasn't Han Solo yet. But by the end, you kind of feel that aura about him where he's gaining confidence as he has more experience. And that might have been part of it. But I can understand why you would feel that way. Or if someone feels that way, that it was just a cheaper impression of Harrison Ford. Because there were definitely moments where, like I said, I got kind of taken out of the movie because the acting wasn't always the best. Their delivery wasn't always the best. And it wasn't just him. I felt the same way about Kira too. Like their
Don't get me started, dude. I think that this movie is one of the first indicators that Emilia Clarke was not that good of an actress to begin with
Mhm.
because, like, I love Game of Thrones. I've seen Game of Thrones 3 times all the way through,
Yeah.
and her performance is almost consistently my least favorite part of Game of Thrones
Mm,
because she's not that great of an actress, if you ask me. And
yeah.
so when you throw her into a big project like Star Wars because of her name fame from Game of Thrones,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, she can't really meet the bar because she's not that great. Dude, Terminator Dark Fate or whatever the fuck movie I've that's the one I'm pretty sure she's in.
Yeah.
Is one of the worst Terminator movies I've ever seen in my life. I hate that movie. Um and part of it is her performance. So I think it goes to show, like, to your point, just because you're famous from one thing doesn't mean that you're great in everything that you do. And Emilia Clarke did not do a great job in Solo.
Yeah.
I agree.
I feel like I didn't always buy her and Hans like feelings for each other. I felt like the scenes that were supposed to be very like, is she really gonna like double cross him? Like, does she actually care about him? I felt like I was just sitting there and I'm like, this is kind of boring and it shouldn't be boring. Like, I wanted to feel torn at my heartstrings and I really didn't. I felt it more from him than I did from her, but I felt like their dynamic didn't always feel as like electric and captivating as it was clearly written to be. Because if she actually double crossed him in the end, he would have been fucking devastated. Like, that would have been the end of his life as he knew it. And I wanted to feel that and I didn't get that. I felt like,
Is part of that because you know that he falls in love with Princess Leia later? Because so that's part of my problem with this movie is like his relationship with Kira
mm-hmm,
is supposed to kind of like foreshadow his actions and stuff in the originals, but to me, I'm like, I don't know, Han Solo very clearly loved Princess Leia.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so, like, what did this relationship do for you with that dynamic?
yeah.
Did you think, oh, like, um, because of this previous relationship, that's why he acts that way in Empire or something like that?
Mm.
But to me, I'm like, no, I don't necessarily find that connection. It's more
Yeah.
like, the other things that happen to Solo in this movie, like with Beckett,
Mhm.
um, that's what determines what he becomes as
Yeah.
Han Solo, the
Yeah.
scoundrel, the scam artist, the
Mhm.
guy,
Don't
is
trust
because of his
anybody.
relationship with the crew,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, but not necessarily because of Kira. So, like, yeah, what do you think about? Was this even necessary for him to have a love arc in this movie? I mean, because everyone knows that he goes to Princess Leia in the original.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
what do you think?
I feel like it would have been if he was
Hmm.
heartbroken. I feel like if she double crossed him and he somehow survived, but it was clear that she was like now his enemy or just like didn't give a fuck about him, I felt like I would have bought the Leia thing would have made a lot more sense. Because even though he could have held on to that, he clearly could be with somebody else if he found the right person. But him and Kira ended like very neutral, I guess. Like it was like somewhat positive, but she kind of got looped in with Darth Maul and had to go to him to like save Han and whatever.
I like that you just name dropped Darth Maul because I was ready to talk to you about the ending of that
Of course.
movie because I
Yeah.
freaking hate that ending with the hologram and Darth Maul.
Because it's like obviously like she did that for Han, right? Like it's kind of the same thing where it's like Han, go run from the beginning. Like she was the one who got left behind and she's stuck in this life. And the whole thing was that he was going to get out of this life and it didn't work. Like he got out, but she didn't. And I felt like they were both okay with it. I guess. I mean, they had the like staring at each other scene through the glass window, and she did the one last like pan over of him and her ship or whatever. But I just felt like I don't know. Like, I felt like you cared about her the whole time to where your entire life was dedicated to getting back to her. And then now you're just like,
Okay,
"Hi."
peace.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And I kind of felt the same way at the beginning with Beckett and his lieutenant.
with Val.
Yes. Yes. When he punched Han in the face, I was like, oh, Han's in for it. Like, duh, you just got his crew killed. And then he's like, you know what, kid? I like you. Let's go over. Like, I have a plan for you. And I was kind of like, really? Like, what? You just met him. I was like I felt like these relationships were written to be very serious. And I don't know if it's just the concept that you're talking about of don't trust anybody, you're in it for yourself at the end of the day thing, where they just like shove it down and keep it moving because they have to survive at the end of the day. But it didn't feel like these relationships meant much to them at all when they lost these
Mm,
people. It felt like they were just like,
yeah,
cool, on to the next one. And I was kind of like,
yeah,
really?
the next thing. Well, I would argue that they're probably used to it, of losing people
Yeah.
along the way. So,
Yeah.
like, yes and no to your point, but no, I remember this time around when I watched it, I wanted to know, like, is there a hint that Beckett is a piece of shit when Val dies? Like, I wanted to know, like, maybe he doesn't care that much or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But when Val dies, he screams like, "Val, no!"
Yeah.
And, like,
But that was
he
that's why,
cared, I
like, getting
think.
over it was so, like, fast to me. Because he reacted like
Yeah.
that and he punches Han, and I'm like, he could kill him right now and not think twice about it. And then within 30 seconds, they're on this next mission together. And the first thing that Dryden says to him when he walks in is, "I'm so sorry to hear about Val." Like, he expects him to care about it
Mhm.
and he expected to hit him deeply. And I was kind of like, I mean, kind of. I guess, like you said, it seemed that way, but he snapped out of it really quickly, and maybe that is just an experience thing of the life that he's come to live,
Maybe.
but it the transition was a
It could
little
be bad
weird.
writing.
The transition was a little weird.
Yeah. No, I can totally see where you're coming from there. So real fast,
Mhm.
I need to touch on this.
Okay.
Is this the ugliest Star Wars that we've watched so far? Because I, even this time around, I'm like, I know how much I actually do like this movie at this point,
Yeah.
but this might be my favorite movie where I don't see what's happening. Because like there are so many times where they're talking and I'm like, you are a silhouette against the background right now. Like
Yeah.
the color grading, the editing of this movie is horrendous, bro. Like
Yeah.
I think that this is one of the worst looking movies maybe ever. Like like
Well, and it's funny you say that because I remember when we watched Rogue One, I said I felt that way with the first scene. Like, I had to
mhm.
sit so close to my TV because I'm like, "What am I watching? I just hear
And
voices." And
and
it
I'm
got
sitting there like,
better.
just you wait,
Yeah.
dude. Just you wait until we watch Solo
And it
because once
got
we watch
better
Solo,
throughout Rogue One, but it didn't get better in Solo, and I'm like, "Why is it so dark? Why is it so dark?"
so
I felt the same way, and, I don't know if it's just a Disney Star Wars thing, but both Disney Star Wars movies, I'm like, "Where's the lights?" Like, I understand we're in space and it's nighttime all the time, I guess, but, like, where where are we?
no, dude, even in their most brightly lit scenes of this movie, they are, like, not lit well. I
Yeah,
don't like
yeah,
the color
I'm with you.
grading of this movie is horrendous, dude. I use this movie as an example of, like, look at all of the filters that they put over the footage because, like, it's atrocious. The
Yeah,
beginning of the movie, I was watching it, and they go to Proxima, when they're still on Corellia. Uh, I'm like, "Dude, I can't see what's going on."
yeah,
And that is crazy to me. I'm like, the way that this movie was filmed is so ugly,
mhm.
but the heart is there. I
The
think
heart is
that this
there.
is one of the more fun Star Wars movies to watch,
It
and
is.
I know that that's crazy to say. Like, it is it goes back to a lot of those roots of what you said where you were like, it's an adventure movie.
Mhm,
Um, you look at George Lucas and Steven Spielberg throughout their career and everything. This movie reminds me of something like an Indiana Jones, where
mm.
the pacing of like the train heist is so good. It's
Yeah,
actually
dude,
really
it's
good.
really good. Dude,
The series of unfortunate events that happen upon them to like go the way that the story goes, and almost like a Rube Goldberg machine. Um, I appreciate that a lot. Like I find this movie to be a fun adventure
it's
movie.
fun. No, it's funny, my first
It's
note
just so ugly to look
for
at.
sure. One of my first notes, like my 3rd one that I wrote was on part of the train heist scene, and I wrote that Rio is like the Rocket Raccoon of Star Wars, and I kind of love that.
Yeah,
And then 30 seconds later, he died, and I
he died.
I I indented the line and I put his death hurt a little bit because it did. Like I knew him for like 20 minutes and I actually really felt when he died. I was excited to see his character in the movie. For real. I thought he was going
I
to be
I have a
fun.
fun fact for you. Rio was voiced by Jon Favreau, who, if you don't know, Jon Favreau is most famous for directing Iron Man 1
Mm,
and for directing The Mandalorian, which is also a Star Wars
right.
project which you haven't seen, but I have.
Yeah.
Uh, So he is definitely tied with Star Wars and like has those connections, but I thought that his performance as Rio was really good. This time around, I was paying attention for those things, and like I know that Rio dies within like what 20 minutes of
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
movie.
yeah.
He did a pretty good job, like
Yeah!
as far as like being a voice actor for that role. He did a good job.
For sure, for sure.
Um,
And I felt like you felt like you not knew Rio, but you wanted to know Rio. Like, even as short of a time as you got to know him, like, all of his one-liners of, like, "Have you ever been to a barbecue on this planet?" Like, blah, 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 and it's like,
uh-huh,
you think, like, "Man, he's seen some stuff, and he's lived a
right.
life," and it's like, he's a perfect heist scene character because you
Yeah.
feel like he
Yep.
has the chops, and you kinda wanna see where it goes, and then that gets, like, ripped away, and obviously the plot was fine without him, but I was kinda like, "Aw." Like, to start the movie, I was like, "Ouch." I didn't like that, but I the more I think about it, and I know we already talked about this, so I'll be brief. The more I think about it, there's more relationships that should have been deeper that didn't feel deep when they broke up. Like
Yeah,
I
okay, I see that.
like Han and Chewie when he goes to save the other Wookiees and he's like, I literally wrote down the quote, maybe I'll see you around. I wrote lame next to it. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, if Chewie somehow, we know he makes it back, right? But if somehow he didn't, I was like, you're an asshole. Han, what do you mean? Like, you're
Right.
not gonna set up like we got to go back for Chewie. Like, there was a perfect opportunity to make sure that Chewie makes it out, and he was just like, bye. Like, I was like, why would you do that? Like, it was just,
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know why I feel like every emotional tie that they tried to create in this movie, they're just like, but it's not there. Really,
I
we're all
have a
expendable.
couple of fun facts for you,
Sure.
based on the production of this movie and why maybe some things hit or don't hit the way that they
Oh,
do,
cool.
okay?
Okay.
Um, so I knew this a long time ago, but this movie was originally directed by Lord and Miller. Lord and Miller are a duo of directors that are most known for the Lego Movie
Hmm.
and like the Spider-Verse movies, which are
Into
so good.
so good. That's a
Like,
conversation for another
no,
day, but so good.
I know. So these are like very famous directors, right? And they ended up leaving the project because of creative differences with Disney.
Okay.
Um, and so Disney brought in Ron Howard, and Ron Howard is most famous for directing misery fests like Castaway and Apollo 13 and like,
Yeah,
sadder
yeah, sad
movies.
movies.
So there is a weird blend of Lord and Miller humor
Mhm.
and Ron Howard's directing style. And that's why this movie, I think, looks the way it does and is paced the way it
Interesting.
is because they had half a movie that was fun.
Yeah.
And then they had another half of the movie. To be fair, it sounds like Ron Howard came in and really kind of actually gave it a story
Hmm.
because, it's one thing to say, like, I have a bunch of series of gags,
Yeah.
but it doesn't make for a good
Right,
movie.
right, and it's a good movie.
So, yeah, so I'm gonna give Ron Howard credit for at least, like, tying it through all the way and creating what I would say is a pretty decent story.
Mhm.
Um, but, like, that's the production hell that they were in that kind of caused this visual dissonance that looks awful. I think that Ron Howard coming in just really it was like, let's just slap a whole screen of blue over this scene. Okay, good. Call it cut, whatever.
That's a print.
Um, let's see. I have fun facts for you. Do you want fun
Sure,
facts?
we can wrap it up with fun facts.
The exterior set of the Millennium Falcon weighed 31 tons and it had to be moved around with two cranes. It's the largest interior set of the Millennium Falcon that's ever been built,
Wow.
and it's the largest Millennium Falcon that's ever been built, which I
Wow.
think is pretty
That
cool.
is really cool, actually.
Yeah. Uh, I mean, as far as iconic ships goes, you're gonna have a hard time beating the Millennium Falcon. I've got right here on my desk. Let me pull it up real quick. I've got my Millennium Falcon bottle opener.
That's
I
so
have no bottles to open, but this is always on my desk.
sick.
But yeah, the Millennium Falcon's one of the best ships ever designed.
For
So
sure.
really cool to see that they put the time and effort into those set pieces, because I think a lot of my problems with modern Star Wars is that they're lazy and they use giant blue screens and green screens that look horrible to, like, fill in the background.
Mhm.
And it's like, thank you for making a set.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. The Millennium Falcon deserves that respect, if nothing else.
Yes. The production launched under a working title of Star Wars Red Cup, an inside joke referencing red Solo cups. So
There's no way that Disney would have ever let that happen, but that's hilarious. That's
pretty
so
funny.
funny.
That brings me back to a point. What you talked about earlier, where you were like, I didn't know if like all of the one-liners really hit it for me.
Mhm.
Uh, I despise how he got his name when he's in line and he's like, I'm Han. And he's like, Han, what? Who's your
He's
people?
like, "I don't
And he's
have
like,
any
I'm just by
people."
myself. I don't have
Yeah,
any
yeah,
people. And he
yeah.
goes, Han
Solo.
Solo. I'm like, shoot me in the head right now. Shoot me like, that is so dumb. I hate that. Um, I know it's silly to say now. We're like deep in the conversation. I'm like, I hate that one
That's
scene
really
so
that's
much.
really funny because that didn't bother me at all. I was like,
It,
"Sure, whatever."
I like this movie every time that I watch it. I told you that. I like it more every time. That scene actually makes my blood boil every time that I watch this movie, where it's like, why did you do that? You didn't have to do that. It's so
But, like
stupid.
but, like, if they didn't, right? Let's run a hypothetical. How do you give him his name? I feel like it's
He just has his name. His name is Han Solo.
why?
He just tells the guy,
But
"Hey, my
why?
name is Han Solo." Why? Because it's his name. I don't need anything else. What do you mean? Why? That's a stupid question. That's the reason we got this scene, is because stupid people like you ask stupid questions like that. How did he get his name? Oh, it's Han Solo. No, that is a stupid thing to ask. I didn't need that. Stupid. I'm sorry.
No, but, like, it's such a crazy thing to be mad about.
I'm so mad about it. I hate that scene. I definitely don't need it in that movie.
Solo.
But they do that with like little
Oh.
moments all the time. Beckett throws him a gun, and guess what? It's Han Solo's gun. Oh, I wonder how you got Han Solo's gun. Oh, it was given to him by Beckett. I don't care how he got his fucking gun. That is not why I'm here to watch the movie. Okay, Star Wars is criminal with that same problem all the time, and we're gonna get to that when we get to Revenge of the Sith, because I have my problems with that too.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing with like, what you think is an origin story is not an origin story. I don't need to know how he got his name. I don't need to know how he got his gun. I think the most important thing to set up with this movie, as far as a Han Solo backstory movie goes, is his relationship with Chewbacca
Yeah.
and his relationship with Lando.
Yeah.
And that's all I need. But you did stupid shit like that to be cute. Like, oh, Han Solo. Stupid. I don't need that.
Yeah. You didn't need it. It didn't bother me, but when you explain it like that, you obviously didn't need it.
Oh my god, it makes me want to vomit. Anyway, I'm
I
sorry.
do love
Total tangent.
I do love that not a single person grabs a gun with two hands in Star Wars. I
No,
do
yeah,
love that.
just gangsta
They
style
just
the whole
like
time.
catch it and they're just like pew pew pew, pew. Like immediately, like everyone shoots the same way, and it cracks me up, dude. I'm like, for real, no one's gonna like kind of aim. We're just gonna throw bullets. We're just gonna throw blasters around, and they're like flipping it
Oh
through
my
the
god.
air and like putting it behind their back. I'm like, is it a basketball? Like people treat guns so casually throughout this movie, especially Dryden, and it just made
Oh
me
my
laugh.
god.
That was one of my other notes. Oh my gosh,
Trey, I've got one more question for you with this movie,
I got an answer for you.
because we have talked about it in the previous
Mm.
movies. the topic of favorite droid. We talked about K2SO
Mhm.
in Rogue One, and we talked about C3PO in the 2 original trilogy
Right.
movies that we've watched
Right.
so far. What is your take
On L3?
on L337? I need to know because the whole time that we had those previous conversations, I was waiting to talk about L3 because I have my thoughts on L3. Let's hear what you have to say.
L3 was a very interesting character for me.
That's a nice way.
It's
That you're being too nice. Get into it the way that you actually mean it. I know what you want to say.
she's just like I was I was just kind of like, why? Like, why? Why? I mean,
Why is she making sexual jokes
yeah,
at Lando like
yeah,
at every opportunity? Like, you didn't put it in me that way. I
yeah,
like that's an
yeah, and like how she
paraphrase, but
doubles
like might as
down
well be.
how she doubles down with Kira, and she's like telling her like, "Yeah, I feel the same way about Lando," and she's kind of like, "Wait, what the fuck?"
Hmm.
Okay, but I also felt like
L3 is like it works.
yeah,
Trust
it
me, it
works.
works.
Trust me. And then for Lando to be so devastated about L3, and obviously not in the same way, but it makes you laugh again because you're like, wait, Lando?
Was he having sex with that
Was he
droid?
having
I need
like
to know.
sex with Lando? But no, I thought it was interesting that they like tried to give her more sentience and like a sense of purpose than the other droids. Like she was definitely the most humanistic droid because
Yes.
she's like, you're free, my brothers and sisters. Now go. Like I felt like I don't know. I was like, I guess she's just a liberator, which is an interesting choice to make
Uh-huh.
for her to do it the whole movie and like continue with that. I'm like, she's really committed to that bit. Like, I don't know. It was definitely a different experience. And I thought it was funny. I actually laughed. I shouldn't have laughed, but I thought it was funny that Lando was like devastated that she turned off. And I was like, you did rip her head off, pal. Like, I'm like, you didn't
Yeah.
exactly carry her whole body. Like, I'm not surprised that she didn't stay with you. When her head like slipped, I thought he was just gonna like drop her and leave her, and then to like carry her to the ship. I was like, wait a minute, what about the rest of her? And he's like, I can fix you. I'm like, can you? What are you gonna fix her with? You left it back there.
Yeah, no, dude. So L3 got a lot of backlash when this movie came
I could
out
see that.
as
Yeah.
being a woke liberal droid,
Hmm.
and I thought that's pretty stupid to like argue into a Star Wars movie. I'm
Yeah.
like, guys, we're here for fun. Can we relax a
No,
little
for
bit?
sure,
Like,
for sure. And you're gonna like, I don't know, like you give her the voice and like the attitude, and it's definitely like an archetype that they were going for with her. And it was like
mm,
to some I could see it's entertaining, but at the same time, like you said, like it's not Star
no, it's
Wars.
not that deep,
It's
bro. It's
not.
not. I don't know. It's not that deep.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just a character, and they chose to make this character be a droid that wants to free other droids,
Right.
and that's totally acceptable. I played a Star Wars D&D campaign, and like that's the kind of shenanigans you get into with your own friends. So I see a character like her being realistic to the world, and like it's not anything that took me out of a Star Wars movie.
Mhm. Mhm.
I just don't like her that much
Yeah.
because, like, I don't. As far as other droids go, I'm like, she kind of there's some scenes where she maybe overstays her welcome a little
Mm.
bit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Um, but as far as like getting enjoyment out of her character and the movie, like I think that was fulfilled. Uh, I really have no hate for L3. I think that, but she's not my favorite droid.
No, she's not mine either.
Um,
I think it's interesting that she's a liberator and yet she works for Lando, and obviously she thinks they're in a relationship and she thinks it's different, but I'm kind of like, you're also doing the same thing. And maybe that's like the irony of her character that she's like,
mhm.
they're using you for entertainment. I'm like, he's using you as a map. Like, what are we talking about? Like,
He's using you for other things, dude. Like,
apparently
we
there's
don't know how many
yeah,
are happening,
it
but
gets lonely out there, man. Going from gambling
yeah,
table to gambling table, there's a lot of alone time.
That's right, space is a different ball game than the Navy,
Maybe
so
he's Lando Solo. Oh,
Oh, man.
okay, so to wrap this up, and this has been one of my favorite episodes, truly, 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 and one of my favorite Star Wars conversations we've had. They've all been amazing, but this has been a really fun one. In terms of my ranking
I need to know your
in terms of
ranking,
my
dude, that's
ranking,
what I've been
and
sitting here.
to remind everybody, we need to keep a tally or something. I have Empire, and then I have New Hope at 4, and then I have Rogue One at 5 so far. So 3, 4, and
Yes.
5 I have. 1 and 2 are still open. As it stands right now, I am keeping Rogue One over Solo, and I'm putting
Oh,
Solo at 6 for now. I feel like
okay.
I need to watch Solo again, and it wouldn't be fair for this ranking series, so I'm not gonna do it until we get through all the movies. But with everything that I talked about acting wise and emotional feeling wise to the characters and to the plot itself, I feel like Rogue One was better. It was sadder, like you said, and I agree with everything we talked about humor wise and positivity wise. But I just felt like I felt Rogue One more. I felt I was in that movie more than I was with Solo throughout the entire thing. So for that reason, I feel like it has to go 6 behind Rogue One.
I can respect that because this is your first time watching
Mm-hmm.
Solo.
Mm-hmm.
This might be the first time in a long time that I think that Solo has maybe edged out some other movies on
Mm.
my ranking, which I don't have listed right now because we started the series saying my listing doesn't really change. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm kind of set in my Star Wars ways already,
Right.
right? Again, I think I like Solo every time that I watch it.
Mm.
So this time around I was watching it, I'm going like I really like this movie. So like I don't know. I have a very difficult time with Solo because I really like the performances. I really like the story, the delivery. I like there are jokes that are good in this movie. We
Mhm.
haven't even talked about the like minute stuff. There's a scene right at the beginning where the Imperial officer is like, "Come, follow me," and Solo goes, "Where are we
Or
going?" And he goes like, "Just
that
this way,"
way,
and then he gets
bypass that
exploded.
ridge and then gets exploded, yeah.
That's so funny to me. I laughed a lot watching this movie, and so I'm sitting here going like, this is without a doubt the ugliest Star Wars movie that I've ever seen.
Mhm.
Like, there's just no denying it. I have a very difficult time defending that part of it. This movie is ugly. S- I like it. I like it more. I think that this rewatch has potential to move Solo up on my ranking than I normally would give it.
You should write down your ranking right now as it was before this series, and then when we're done, you should write it again, and we should compare how your rankings have changed. I feel like that would be fun
Yeah.
to watch how it changes
That
things.
something that will never change is that 7, 8, and 9 are always at the bottom. And again, folks, until I see the clamoring, the please do it, the we love the series, Sugar Side Podcast, please do it.
Please do 7, 8, and 9.
We're not gonna watch the sequel. So I'm just throwing that out there right now. You guys really have to like make me want to watch it because I don't want to watch them. I really don't. But those will always be at the bottom. And Solo, I think, has only ever climbed up my ranking.
Mm.
It's never gone down. It's always just been like, you know what? I like this movie. I like this movie more. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it just goes up. So let us know in the comments what you think of Han Solo, a Star Wars story. Uh does it improve every time that you watch it? I mean, just as a comparison, I think that like a movie like Spider-Man No Way Home gets worse every time I watch it. Uh so this is the opposite effect. I think that this movie gets better every time that I watch it.
Mhm.
Maybe I'm out of my mind. Maybe I have Star Wars psychosis. You let me know.
Let us know. Let
Like,
us know because as my first watch ever, Garrett just said he liked the acting performances, and I kind of said that I didn't in some ways. So I'm also interested in what you guys think overall. Do I just need to
man,
watch it
Woody
again?
Harrelson is good. Woody Harrelson is good in this movie, dude. As Beckett,
Yeah.
he puts on a great
Beckett
performance.
was good. Beckett was good. I have to give
Yeah,
you that.
Paul Bettany as Voss does a very good job.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, this, I can never say his fucking name right. I don't know. What is his name? I can write whatever. Han Solo does a good job. I think that he does a good job. I don't think that he went into it like, I'm just going to do a Harrison Ford impression. I think that he really did a good job of playing young Han Solo and
Mm-hmm.
delivering lines in the way that Han Solo as a character would.
Yeah.
In the very beginning of the movie, he says like something like, "You should see the other guys," whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He does it in such a way that Han Solo would. He's charming.
Yeah.
I appreciate that he did a good job. I do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Very
stick by that.
He's a very fake it till you make it type of character, and that's Han Solo. Like, the confidence never leaves even though he does fail. He always will
Mm-hmm.
go into situations calm, cool, and collected, and I feel like this actor did the same thing, and you felt that. And we've talked about a few of his
Mm-hmm.
blunders throughout the movie where even when he gets a second try, he never hesitates because of how it went last time. He's always like, "Oh, I got it." "Of course, you should have seen the other
Yeah.
guys." And I appreciate that. I could see that for sure.
Anyway,
Anyways,
let
buddy,
let's wrap this up. I know
sounds good.
that this episode went long, but let us know if you saw the Chainsaw Man movie in the comments. Let us know what your thoughts are on Solo. Trey, you got anything else for our listeners out there?
If you stuck around this long and you're still here, we love and appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and this week's episode. If you love Dancing with the Stars or you love Survivor, let us know in the comments about that too. Let's start a few different conversations. I love engaging with audiences of different things that we watch and talk about.
Hey, to that point, we need to show some gratitude to the people that have been following and
Totally.
liking and commenting along the way. Thank you guys for the support. It really means so much to us. And uh, I mean, we film once a week, but it's so fun to engage with you guys throughout the week
Yep,
and to be able to participate in these conversations with us. So thank you for. We need a name. We need a name for our
we
followers.
do.
Like, what do we got? Like the sweeties.
I kind of like the sweeties. If you guys have a good name
Yeah.
for yourselves, maybe we should let it become organic and happen naturally, but maybe we'll stick with sweeties for now. You guys let us know what we think about that, and
No,
we can
yeah,
adjust it.
I mean, we end every episode this way, and I'm gonna end it today. It's a bitter world out there. Stay sweet.
Stay
Thank you for
sweet.
joining us on the sugar side of things. I've been Garrett, that handsome, that handsome man right across from me. That was my best friend Trey. And we will catch you on the next one. Next episode, we're going to be reviewing Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Mhm.
We're finally
Here we
into the
go.
prequels. This is only going to get worse. Anyway.
Anyway, we love you guys, and we'll talk to you on the next one.